Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so we're gonna dive into the Browns, the Brown family, the Browns of Sister Wives. If you're new to my channel, you should know that I do way more than just all kinds of things on the YouTube. I also cover all kinds of things off the YouTube, and one of the families we cover is the Sister Wives family, the Browns. Now, the keen interest here is that a lot of you guys have been wondering, what are all of the familial connections with this family? There's been a lot of questions of like, are any of these people related? Do they have connections? Because let's be honest, this world, the polygamists in Utah and in the West, they have short lineages. Let's just say the AUB, which is the group that the Browns are part of, has a very small gene pool. 7,000 to 10,000 members total. Now, that doesn't mean that it wasn't larger. It just means there's not that many members, and a lot of the members have close family ties. Now, one of the things that most people have noticed is that Kody and Christine kind of look like each other. They almost look like brother and sister, but they're actually not. They're not brother and sister. So are they related? Well, it turns out they are. I'm not even joking, okay? So Radar Online actually discovered this back in 2019, but I had to do some digging myself because I'm the nerd. And I ended up on Ancestry.com, and I was floored. So as I was digging through Ancestry.com, I was able to see exactly what the map was that led to them actually being related. And it's kind of wild. Now, they're distantly related, but nonetheless, they still are related. So it all goes back to a guy named William Allred. Now, William Allred is from Utah, William Allred was married to 3 different wives. His second wife, Orisa, is the connection in which they share. Okay, so William and Orisa Allred have like 1 million kids. 2 of their kids, Byron Allred and Nelson Allred, are brothers, okay? Byron Allred is on Christine's side and Nelson Allred is on Kody's side. Yes. So it turns out that Nelson Allred is actually Kody's great-grandfather. Byron Allred is Christine's great-great-grandfather. So William Allred is Kody's great-great-grandfather and her great-great-great-grandfather. Wait, what? Yes. So Nelson Allred had a daughter named Daisy Josephine Allred, who in turn had Janelle. Janelle is Kody's mom. So it's a much shorter lineage from Kody to William. Then Byron had Byron Allred Jr., who had Rulon Clark Allred, who then had Rex Allred. Rex is Christine's dad. Rulon is her grandfather. Byron Allred Jr. is her great-grandfather, and Byron Allred is her great-great-grandfather. Nelson Allred is Kody's great-grandfather, and William is their shared great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Yeah. So basically, how does it sum up? They're distant cousins, probably like to the 4th degree. Yeah. So technically, the gene pool for these 2 should be okay, but it's still weird because they're from the same family. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many families in the world. Why do you have to pick from a family that you both have connections to? Albeit, there's probably 1 million kids and children and families in between these 2 families, but still, they're in the same family. It's wild. Now, this isn't the only family connection in this family. That's right. There's other connections in this family. So if you remember, Robyn Brown, yeah, Robyn. So she is now Kody's legal wife. Kody and Robyn married about 10 years ago, and then they were legally wed, I believe, in 2015, once his divorce was finalized with Mary. After that, before that, she was married to this guy named David Jessup. Now, if you're familiar with the polygamy world, the Jessups and the Allreds are like the 2 most famous names in this world. They're like the royalty. And if you remember back on Sister Wives, Kody made this joke about how he had royalty. He had married into royalty when he actually married Christine. Well, Kody actually has royalty lineage as well because his grandmother is an Allred too. Yeah. Okay. Then we've got Robyn. Robyn's husband is David Jessup. David Jessup is actually Christine's first cousin. Yep, that's right. Yep. That's right. So Christine's first cousin is David. So that means Robyn's kids are actually Christine's, I think, first cousins once removed. Yeah, crazy, right? So her first cousin's kids, Robyn's kids, are her first cousins once removed. Then you've got Kody Brown, who is actually third cousins to David. So that means that David Jessup's kids are also Kody's cousins. So Kody's distant cousins are now his adopted children. Adopted you, and your mom married your cousin. Like, think about that. Marinate your brain on that. Your mom married your cousin. Well, not like your first cousin, but still. And then your mom married your first cousin's husband. Your mom married your first cousin once removed's husband. Like, are you sitting here with me going like, oh my God, they're literally all related? Yeah, this has been like this long running thing on this channel or on this show. Like, how is it that they all look alike? How is it that they all sort of seem to look alike? And it's because they're literally all related. Now, they're not closely related in that it wouldn't affect their genes, thankfully, because typically once you get past, I think, second cousin, the gene pool has widened enough so that your actual, like, you're not going to have any issues with a child being born, right? So thankfully they're safe there. But it's still like they didn't venture very far out. They were just literally like, hey, Nelson, oh, what's up, Brian? And then Byron. And then they all just literally like, I don't know about this. Now, this isn't the first time. There's also Maddie. So Maddie is actually married to Caleb. Now, they're not actually related. This is the interesting thing. But Caleb is the brother to Kody's brother's wife. And Kody's brothers passed away. So while they're still not actually technically related, Caleb has the family tie because he was a part of like the family through in-laws. It's wild. It makes you kind of wonder, like, at what point does this gene pool get so small that it's just done? But I don't know. I mean, it seems as though some of the kids are venturing out. Obviously, Mariah is not in this world. And you have, other kids that have ventured outside of polygamy, so they're not actually dating people that are within this community. So there's that. But it's odd because, Kody was like, well, I didn't actually come from polygamy, but technically he did. He just didn't grow up in it. He might have grown up in the LDS. Perhaps his father wasn't, but his mother very much was part of it because her mom, Daisy, is from that line, right? So Kody had roots in the like FLDS world versus saying that he didn't. It was probably his dad. But then his dad later became a polygamist. And that's right, at one point married Janelle's mother. Now, they weren't actually together when the two of them were kids. And then Janelle was actually married at one point to Mary's brother. Like, do you think they get confused? Do you think they get confused at family reunions? And they're like, oh, look, that's my cousin. That's my cousin, too. Oh, my gosh. And then imagine you're literally at dinner at your regular family and you're adopted and you're like, that's my cousin. Because Kody's technically their cousin, not only just their dad. And Christine, they go over to Mom Christine's house and it's like, hey, cousin Christine. Like, what? Yeah. Now, in fairness, these families have 1 million kids. So Christine's family comes from a ton of kids, and Kody has a bunch of siblings too. So Christine probably has hundreds of first cousins, to be fair, and it's likely she doesn't even know half of her first cousins. But obviously, she's literally cousins to Robyn's kids. It's so wild to me. I can't even believe this. But when I saw this today, I was like, I have to share this with you because you guys are always like, Katie, what's going on with the Browns? Well, it turns out they're all related. Now, what's going on with the Browns outside of being all related? They're currently filming their next season of Sister Wives. There has been a ton of talk all over Instagram and on, different websites about, has Mary left Kody? Well, here's the skinny. Probably not. Here's the thing. Kody and Mary actually got divorced back in 2014. They actually cited they actually cited that they were completely incompatible to be married. And at this point, they're not married, and they haven't been married since 2014. He and her have lived sort of this, we are together, but we're not together. We're only together in our union because of the covenant we keep to go to heaven. Beyond that, she doesn't wear a ring. She hasn't worn a ring in years. She's constantly talking about, doing her best life and being the best life and taking care of the best life. But when it comes to this, like, there's all these people going, she's left Kody. Well, she's not even really with Kody, so, like, do we even really need to say that? You know what I mean? And she was in Utah because she runs her bed and breakfast, but she still appears to be living in Arizona, and she still appears to be, doing her own thing in Arizona. But, will they actually be split up? Will we see Mary with a new boy or a new man at some point? I don't know. Who knows? If she found the right one, maybe. But this whole, like, Mary and Kody aren't together. They were never together. They haven't been together in years. They're just pretending to be together because they have to if they want to get into heaven, and they're just pretending to be together because they're on a show together. They really have zero to no relationship, I'm guessing. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Is it weird that Christine and Kody are married? Is it weird that Kody's also the cousins to Robyn's kids? Is it weird that Christine is also the cousin to Robyn's kids? Is it weird that none of these people actually go out and meet people that are not related to them? Tell me in the comments below. Bye.